Most gods in world mythology are worshipped because of their power. Hanuman is worshipped in spite of it. He could crush the universe with one hand, and he spends his entire life bowing at someone else's feet. That is not weakness. That is the most sophisticated form of strength ever written into any character, in any tradition, in all of human history. And today, I want to make that case. We talk a lot about emotional intelligence today, about reading a room, about knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet, about the difference between power and force. Hanuman figured all of this out thousands of years ago, and he didn't write a book about it. He just lived it. Here is the argument I want to make. Hanuman is the most disciplined, most emotionally intelligent, and paradoxically the most human figure in world literature. Not Indian literature, world literature. Let me defend that. First, discipline. And I don't mean the discipline of a soldier following orders. I mean something far rarer. I mean the discipline of someone who has every reason to break, and simply doesn't. Look at the Ramayana. Every major character wavers. Rama is exiled and he grieves. Sita weeps through every night of her captivity. Lakshmana rages. At Rama's calm, at his own helplessness. These are not flaws. These are what make them human. But Hanuman, from the first moment he meets Rama to his last appearance in the Mahabharata in a completely different epic centuries later, he is steady. Not cold, not unfeeling. He weeps when he finds Sita. He burns with grief when he thinks Rama might be hurt. But he is steady. That is the distinction almost no one talks about. Emotional steadiness is not the same as emotional absence. Hanuman feels everything, and acts from clarity anyway. If you've ever tried to stay calm during a crisis, if you've ever had to hold it together for someone else when everything inside you was breaking, you know how hard that is. Hanuman does it. Every time, without fail. That is discipline. Second, emotional intelligence. And this is where Hanuman becomes extraordinary. Think about what emotional intelligence actually means. It's not just knowing what you feel, it's reading situations and calibrating your response to what the moment actually needs. Hanuman does this instinctively, and he does it better than almost any character I can think of. When he enters Lanka to find Sita, he makes himself small. Not metaphorically, physically. He shrinks himself to the size of a cat, moves through shadows and watches. He could have announced himself. He had the power to tear Lanka apart right then. But he didn't, because the moment didn't call for that. When he finally finds Sita, he watches her grieve for a long time before revealing himself. Why? Because he reads her. He knows she has been tricked before, threatened before. A stranger appearing out of nowhere would not comfort her. It would terrify her. So he waits. When he stands before Ravana, he speaks, eloquently, boldly, with complete knowledge that Ravana will not listen. But he speaks anyway, because the record must be set. When he sets Lanka on fire, he is precise. An entire city in flames, and not a single hair on Sita's head is touched. That's not just power. That's power in service of sensitivity. Most powerful beings in mythology destroy things accidentally. They are too big, too strong, too careless. Hanuman is never careless. He always knows the difference between what he can do and what he should do. That gap between capability and restraint is the definition of emotional intelligence. Third, and this is the part that gets me every time, Hanuman is paradoxically, painfully human. He is immortal, yet he serves. He is powerful enough to move mountains. Literally, he does it, yet he calls himself a servant. He is divine, yet he forgets his own divinity. That last part. There is a moment, early in the Ramayana, where Hanuman has forgotten that he can fly. He has forgotten his own powers. He needs Jambavan to remind him. An immortal god, reminded by an old bear that he is capable of greatness. Does that not sound familiar? How many of us have forgotten what we are capable of? How many of us need someone to remind us that we were built for more than we're currently doing? That moment, that single moment of self-forgetting, is why Hanuman is not just a mythological figure. He is a mirror. He shows us something we already know about ourselves, that strength and self-doubt can live in the same body, that power does not always announce itself, that even the greatest among us sometimes need to be told, "You can do this. You've always been able to do this. Go." And then there is the part that most books on Hanuman never dare to go. Loneliness. Hanuman is everywhere, yes. He is present in every Ramayana retelling. He appears in the Mahabharata. He is worshipped in every corner of India and beyond. He is never not invoked. And yet, think about his actual life. He is always in service of someone else's story. He is never the protagonist of his own. He has no family, no home he returns to, no arc that ends in rest. He leaps across an ocean, alone. He searches Lanka, alone. He holds a mountain over a battlefield, alone. The others celebrate. The others grieve together, plan together, fight together. Hanuman is always slightly apart, present but peripheral, essential but never quite included. There is a particular kind of loneliness, the loneliness of the person who holds everyone else together. The person who is always available, always steady, always capable, and therefore assumed to be fine. Never asked if they need anything, because surely someone that strong doesn't need anything. Hanuman is that person. And maybe that is the deepest reason he resonates across generations. Not because he is powerful, not because he is divine, but because the most capable person in the room is often the loneliest person in the room. And we know that. We feel that. And when we see Hanuman unsteady, selfless, apart, something in us recognizes him, not as a god, as us. Hanuman endures not because he is perfect, but because he is complete. He is strength and doubt, power and restraint, presence and loneliness, divine and deeply, achingly human. He is the figure we turn to not when we want to be reminded that gods exist, but when we want to be reminded that we are enough, that we have what it takes, that we can fly. If we just remember,